Well, like I said, I'm not done with this game yet because I don't want to, and there are several other things that I missed out on, including the other endings, which I know are going to be vastly worse than the ending I already got. However, I like Mary. All right, I like Cemetary Mary. Is a great game. I care about it. I was wrong last time. If you watched last time, I don't know. I care because I like this game. It's fun. Anyways, okay, let me see. If we go all the way back here, I think it's this one. Oh wait, no, this is. Okay, so we gotta. Okay, I didn't save the choices between who I get to be with, do I? No. I only cared about the Cloven round. Okay, so I guess this is our jumping off point. We went to the cemetery last time. Are they all gonna still be there? Okay. Who should I go for first? I'm gonna go. I don't want to go for fucking. I don't remember his full Reginald. I don't want to go Reginald because I might have a sneaking suspicion how that's gonna play out. I am curious about Twyla, so let's go Twyla route first. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. History. Oh, this is the okay. So this is the choice where. Okay, so where is where? Twyla. It is at the library. Okay. Let's go library route. Okay, now I gotta I gotta get into the voice of Mary. It was a tough choice, but I had to choose one of them. I told the others I had plans and that I'd have to meet with them some other time. Then, when noon rolled around, I headed to my destination. When I got to the library to meet Twyla, it was already a little past noon. I texted her on the way there, but I still worried she might already be gone by the time I got there. I don't know why she said she'd be there for research after all, and surely that takes a while. At least I'm pretty sure it would. When I got to the library, I was able to find Twyla, who was coincidentally in my favorite spot of the library. Twyla? Oh, you made it. Sorry, I just got really invested in this book while waiting for you. Oh, what book is it? Celsius 232.7777. Sorry, let me finish this last paragraph and we can start. I waited patiently for Twyla to finish, and once she did, I watched her place the book on the wrong spot of the bookshelf and turned to face me. So, are you ready? I mean, yeah, I guess. What exactly are we doing here, though? Your reports are on the... Remembering what she told me, I whispered the next parts. It's about the butcher, right? Yes, that's why we're here. This library's got some good books on the history of Blackwood. You don't understand that it's important, do you? Should I? Anyways, we're here to look up some other stuff about serial killers in Blackwood itself. Other killers? Yeah. Before I do much else, I want to make sure this isn't some sort of copycat killer. A copycat killer? What's that? Do I have to explain everything to you? Oh, no, sorry. A copycat crime is a crime that mimics another. Copycat killer is a killer who bases their murders off previous murders. It could be that they were inspired by a killer to commit the same crimes in similar fashion, and they could even be doing it as a homage to those who inspired them. Okay, I think I get it. So we're going to research similar crimes and potential killings that happened in Blackwood area, in the Blackwood area in the past. Our library's got plenty of books on the subject, and seemingly more useful stuff than that garbage I find online. Based on the statistics I've collected of the recent mysterious deaths, I'm going to research these other killers and see if their method of murder or victims are similar to what's been happening here. Oh, that makes sense. I'm hoping that if it is a copycat killer, I did say killer. I'm hoping that if it is a copycat, it'd be easier to seek out and catch the real killer. I'm going to look for books about Blackwood itself. You should go look in the true crime section and pick out any books that have to do with serial killings. Report what you find back to me. Good? Twyla, wait. Twyla walked off. Twyla walked off into the library, leaving me to look for the books. Except she didn't tell me about any of the statistics she found, so I had no idea what it was I was supposed to be looking for. I tried just getting any book that mentioned killers in them. I wasn't sure if it mattered how old they were, or if the killer itself was even ever caught. Eventually, Twyla had sat down with a few books and began flipping through them. I kind of just kept bringing her new books and putting away old books she asked me to. We ended up spending a long time there. I started getting tired, and she didn't want to admit it, but I could see that Twyla was starting to get tired too. After a while, we decided to just call it a day. So, did you find anything useful? For the most part, not really, but there are a few books I'm gonna check out and bring home with me for further research. Oh, that's good, I think. It's better than nothing. Hey, thanks for helping me. It probably would have taken me longer to find stuff without your help. Oh, yeah, of course, no problem. Hey, can I ask you something? It's nothing really important, but why do you choose this spot in the library? I'm sure that sounds so weird, but I'd love to know. You want to know that, of all things? Well, I mean, I've been coming to this library for a really long time, and I've never seen anyone in this corner except for me and Reginald, but we don't talk about Reginald, because this is not his path right now. I just thought it'd be more private and quiet. Is this really an uncommon place to sit? Well, I mean, other than you, I've only seen one other person sit here. I saw him here the other day, actually. Who's that? Oh, he's just an acquaintance of mine. Recently met. He's just an acquaintance. He's just an acquaintance of mine I recently met again. His name is wait, hold up. Reginald. Reginald Tetra. Oh boy, you also know Twyla? Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know his last name, but I'm pretty sure it's Tetra. Long caramel hair, rectangle glasses, kind of has an accent if you listen carefully. Oh, yeah, that's him. Do you know him? Mary, you can't talk to Reginald. Like, that's weird. So, Crovin doesn't want us talking to Twyla. Twyla doesn't want us talking to Reginald. And Reginald freed us in the true ending. If you didn't know, spoilers, sorry. Should have probably said spoilers for the true ending, but Reginald does free you and just gives you a smoosh on the head, and we never see him ever again. But so Twyla can say don't talk to Reginald because Reginald frees you in the true ending. In I actually don't know if does every rat have a true ending. No, that wouldn't make sense. Whatever. Let's just stop stalling. Huh? Why not? He's a suspect. He is? Everyone's a suspect. suspect, of course. But I really don't trust that guy. Why? I used to spend a lot of time here, you know. I even worked here for a time. You do give off librarian vibes. And Reginald was always up to something, trying to hide the books he was reading. I never saw him check anything out. You watched him that closely? I watched him because he was weird. He always hid the covers of the books he read, rearranged the shelves when he was done so you couldn't see what he was reading, and when I would confront him about it, he'd just smile and act as if he wasn't reading at all. I mean, just because someone seems weird doesn't mean that you should, you know. But I saw what he was reading, despite his attempts to hide it, and it's not good. I can't trust a suspicious guy like that, and neither should you. Yeah, why not? He was pretty nice when I met him, but if you really think he's that bad, I'll try to limit the time I spend around him, I guess. Good. You should. But don't let your guard down around everyone else either. Anyone could be the killer, not just him. But keeping a space is a good idea. Thanks for warning me, I guess. After that, Twyla and I said our goodbyes. I don't know what she did after. I thought about what she said to me all day. Reginald's behavior seemed strange from the way she described it, but he has to have his reasons, right? And it's a bit extreme to accuse him of something so cruel. I took the bus home like usual and did all the normal nighttime things. Eating, washing up, whatever. And then it was back to my least favorite part of the day. So is this gonna be... Okay, no, it's not different. You will. At least that's what's planned. You shouldn't worry yourself sick over something like that. I promise I'm taking extra good care of them. Somehow that's still hard to believe. You'll see. I wouldn't do anything to disappoint you. When will this be? Okay, no, that's just the same. Hold on, what's this? Okay, not eating breakfast, right? I'm eating a friend for breakfast. I already said that. Hold on. It's auto, yeah, it's auto. I want to go down every possible route. I'm just picking something up. Okay, so... Okay, well, it's all the same. That was a waste of time. Oh, we're back here, right? The time we had a Halloween party. It was more like a trunk or treat kind of thing. Okay. We had a bunch of cars lined up in a parking lot, giving out candy. And there were a few games to play. I remember Mom helping me put together a little Grim Reaper costume. It was a rare instance of where I actually got along with other kids. And even was able to see them considering I was homeschooled. I remember Croven being there too. He was dressed like a zombie, though his makeup got completely ruined when he tried to go bobbing for apples. Bobbing for apples. That's so gross. Who even came up with that? I don't think I can even imagine doing it today. But it seemed fun as a kid, I guess, even though I never did so. I probably thought it was gross back then too, I guess. I remember Croven got to sleep over afterwards too. And Mom and Dad kept the Halloween decorations up all day the next day. It's funny. I use some of those decorations in my room now. But I remember all the booths and tables and windows being absolutely covered in orange and black streamers. But now it's all covered in dust. And no one's here. Where should I go? Okay, Mom and Dad's room. What's in there? I decided to walk up to my parents' room. I just missed them so much I couldn't bring myself not to. was a decent room. I stepped into my parents' room. It's very yellow. I approve. Even though I do prefer orange, but I'd say this is a fine yellow, to be honest. The curtains were drawn open and warm light flooded into the room as the sun finally came out from behind the clouds today. I could still smell some of my mom's perfume lingering in the air. Everything was so neat, just as they had always kept things. You wouldn't even have guessed they were kidnapped. There were no signs of struggle or even any sort of mess at all. The bed was made and all this stuff was exactly where it should be. The only thing different was a fine layer of dust from how long it's been, and the fact that my parents weren't here. I sat on my parents' bed. It always was softer than mine. I remember sleeping here as a little girl when I didn't feel quite big enough to sleep in my own bed just yet. Mom would help me build pillow forts here sometimes, and we would hang up signs that said "No boys allowed." It didn't take long for me to start crying. I missed my mom and dad. I never even got the chance to say goodbye to them. The last message I got from them is my mom telling me Again, you said your mom was mute. How is she telling? I'm assuming it's sign language. Still, didn't you say your mom was mute? Unless that was like only in the dream or whatever. But it's still telling me she hoped I would sleep well that night. And then the next day they were gone, just like that. What do we do now? What if they never come back? What if I already saw them for the last time? I ended up falling asleep on my parents' bed. I was already exhausted from my lack of sleep, and crying certainly didn't help in that respect. When I woke, okay, so we don't have the. I don't know if the dream is. I'm pretty sure you have either the dream here or at home. I'm not sure. When I woke up, I was unaware how much time had passed, and okay, we're doing twyla route, so it's called twyla. I heard it called twyla. It could have been the Blackwood butcher that was in here, and if I don't want to go to the cops, she's the next best thing, right? I mean, if anyone could tell if anyone could tell it was the butcher, she'd probably be able to. I hope. Go on, Twyla, pick up already. Twyla speaking. Twyla, I need you to get over here quick. What? Why? Where even are you? The diner by the cemetery. You have to come quick. I think the butcher was here. What? Are you serious? Don't move, don't touch anything. I'm coming right now. It felt like I waited forever for Twyla to arrive. I stood in the diner, alone, just standing there, waiting, possibly shaking. I don't remember it that well, but I did move from the spot I stood in. She didn't tell me not to touch anything after all. When she arrived, she didn't even give me a chance to say hi. She immediately started talking and came in holding some weird box. I told her that I told her whoever it was probably. Oh no, wait, no. Oh, the second is intentional. I told her whoever it was probably long gone by now, but she said we were still going to look for clues. I complied, doing whatever she asked of me. We searched the building together, and I made sure I was always in the same room as Twyla, just in case. Unfortunately, we couldn't find anything that helped point us to who it might have been. There's no stray hairs or torn fabrics, probably even dusted off fingerprints, but we could only find hers and my own. It was almost as if no one was here at all, but when we investigated my room, oh, this is different. So if you sleep in your room, one of your parents' jewelry disappears, but if you sleep in the parents' room, one of your plushies disappear. That's weird. Does that impact anything? Probably not. Who knows? When we investigated my room, I noticed one of my plushies disappeared. It's one of my favorites, and I always kept it right on the shelf next to my bed, so it couldn't have gotten lost so easily. Did they take it? That that though put my stomach in knots. To think they must have been in here while I was doozing off in the other room. Oh God, I don't. I, After searching for what felt like an eternity, we just gave up. There was nothing more we could do here. I felt bad calling for Twyla's help just to wind up with nothing. I don't think there's anywhere else we can look. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I tracked you all the way here, and I thought at the very least this could help you in your investigation, but there's nothing really here. It's fine. It's not a total loss. Can you at least remember anything about the suspect? No. I didn't really get a good look at them. It could have been anyone. Well, whatever. Whatever the butcher or not, someone has a special interest in this place. And it's definitely worth looking into. Yeah. I'm definitely keeping an eye on this place. Maybe we can catch them next time when they come back. How do you plan to do that? Don't worry about it. I have my ways. But you probably shouldn't come back. It might mess up the investigation. Oh. Alright. That's probably smart anyways. Thanks for helping me, Twyla. Yeah, whatever. Just don't come back here and mess anything up, okay? After a little while longer, Twyla left, leaving me standing alone there once again. I slept at times as she drove off and locked the front door behind me, wondering if it would be enough to stop whoever broke in from doing it again. I stayed in crowded areas the rest of the day, hoping that being around so many people would provide some sense of safety. The only time I was alone again was that day was when I went back to home that night. But I'm never truly alone there either, am I? Oh no, because it's you. Yep. Huh? Wait a minute. Is it because we didn't tell him? Was that you in the diner? What do you mean? Earlier today, I was in my diner, house I guess. There was a stranger. I couldn't see their face, and they ran out as soon as they realized I was behind them. Was that you? No. I don't know why I bothered asking. I doubt you give me the truth either way. Sometimes lying will be necessary, but I'm telling you the truth now. If you say so. I'm not really sure what else to say. That's okay, because we're just gonna skip to Mom being mute, spooked, and... Okay, it's this scene again. Let's do... Yes, I apologize for being late. Oh, no, don't apologize. She was never the kind who got upset over silly little things like that. I'm sure she'd understand your reasons for being late. I still feel bad about it, though. Truthfully, she was only an acquaintance of mine. I don't know if that's Mary, like, lying, or that's Mary being truthful, because that's Minispella, aka Bridezilla from fucking Blackout Hospital, and last time, I'm pretty sure, they don't know each other. At least Minispella does not know... Actually, does Minispella know Mary? Minispella probably would, because the whole, like, you know, grave logic, when, Mary brings flowers, they do get those flowers. I don't know. And I didn't know her all that well, but still, I'd like to pay my respects. So I'm sorry I'm late. Oh, it's alright. She wouldn't want you to feel bad. Forgive me if this sounds rude, but what is your relationship to her? If I may ask, how did she die? Oh, you don't have to. I'm sorry if that was too intrusive. She she was sick, you see, for a very long time. She was in the hospital for a while. In the hospital. Fantastic. We always thought that she would get better. She was going to get better. It always seemed that way, at least. In the end, well, things didn't go as though they would. I see. I'm very sorry that happened. It's alright. We tried our best. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure she's happy. After all, look how many people came to say goodbye. They all left her such nice gifts and pretty flowers. So, she knows they're thinking of her. I think it'd be impossible not to feel happy, seeing how many people cared about you until the very end. Wherever her spirit may be, I'm sure she's happy, especially knowing how many people came to wish her a warm send-off. You really think she's happy? I do. Well then, I'd like to believe it too. I'm sure she would want that as well. I'm sorry if I've upset you by talking about her so much, miss. It is a funeral after all. I should behave more respectfully. Oh, no, it's quite alright. Talking about it has actually helped a little bit. I feel a bit better hearing... Okay, we can just skip. Hey, Twyla, what are you doing here? I saw you from behind the God, no, wrong voice! Wrong voice! So wrong voice. I saw you from behind the fence. You were at the funeral. Did any person die already? Did another person die already? No. Well, yes, but not someone... Okay, so Mary doesn't know Minispella. Gotcha. Okay then. Anyways, I'm glad I ran into you here. I was actually thinking of calling you, but you're already here, so... Oh, why? Do you need something? Yeah, there was something I wanted to check out, but you might be able to help me with it. Oh, sure, I'll help. Is this still about the, you know, the butcher and stuff? Of course it is. What else would it be about? Ah, right. Sorry if that was silly of me to ask. I'm not sure how much help I can be, but I'll try. It's fine. You don't need to do much. You just need to stand there and ask for something. That won't be a problem for you, will it? I don't see how it would be. It seems easy enough to me. So, where are we going? Follow me. It's only a few blocks down from here. I followed Twilight down the sidewalk. We didn't really talk as we walked, but I enjoyed the company nonetheless. The sky remained cloudy, and the sidewalk was full of puddles we tried to avoid. I would be stepping in every fucking puddle with full force. That's just how, if I see a puddle, I am jumping into it like a goddamn Mario 64 painting. Hopefully that made sense. Probably not. A lot of things I say don't make sense, and that's kind of the point. Until eventually we ended up where Twyla planned to be today. It was a bookstore. Okay, so I'm pretty sure if you're doing Croven route, he would have led you to the arcade to get the book to talk to the ghosts. Wait, Oh, okay. So we're. I get it. It all makes sense now. So if Croven, you win the book by an arcade machine. In Twyla route, you get the book from a bookstore, presumably. I don't know. I don't. Okay. Well, let's just play it. Let's just let it play out. One night sometimes passed by, but never really bothered to look inside. It didn't seem as cozy or as comfortable as the library. The library. A bookstore? Twilight, if you need books, why don't you just go to the library? It's much bigger and... Hey, can you, like, shut up? Huh? What did I tell you earlier? Oh, right. You just need me to stand there and ask for something, right? That's it. Besides, we're not here for books. We're not? Then how the fuck am I gonna get the spirit book? How am I gonna continue the plot? No. But you don't need to worry about why we're here. I just need you to do this for me. What are we doing again? Let's just say I'm not allowed in this bookstore anymore. I mean, I'm planning on fixing that problem eventually, but I need to do this now. That's where you come in. You're gonna go in there and talk to the man at the desk. I need you to get him to look in the back somehow. Then, once he does, signal back to me out here. I'll get what I need and then get out. Got it? You're gonna steal from them? Twyla, I don't know. I don't feel right about this. Mary, it's for the investigation. Do you think I'd steal just for the fun of it? I mean, you are you are gang leader, so I don't know what you do in your spare time. Actually, I do. I do know what you do in your spare time because you are a gang member leader. Gang leader, not member leader. What the fuck's a member leader? Or do you just want people to keep dying left and right? I mean, no, of course not. But, well, sometimes you have to do bad things to be a good guy. But we're talking about people's lives here. Do you really want to risk someone's life because you didn't want to lie for a few minutes? I guess you have a point. Like I said, I'm trying to do best ending. Which probably is not going to be good for Mary, because like I said, Croven's path leads to the true ending. But we don't talk about that because this isn't Croven's path, this is Twyla's path. I mean, if it's really helping the investigation, then okay, fine. I'll do it. There you go. Now get in there and distract. I'm starting to sound more and more like Luigi. I'm sorry, Twyla. Alright. I stepped into the store at Twyla's command. I already felt guilty before it even happened. But if this is the ways... But if this was something... But if what... But if this was somehow helping someone, then it was worth doing, right? As I entered, I noticed the man behind the desk. He was old and pretty scruffy. Is that fucking... Why does he have a hook for the hand? Book him. I was surprised he was even able to see out of the hair that covered his eyes. He seemed pretty big. On top of that, he had a hook for... Yeah, I already said he had a hook for a hand. Keep up. He certainly gave quite the first impression without ever having said anything. He didn't turn to me when I entered. Could he even see me, actually? Is this who Twyla was worried about getting past? I stepped to the counter. Sir? What do you want? Oh, we got books here. Okay. What do you think? We just gotta forget the entire genre? Oh, no, I've never been in the store before, so I didn't know, you know, is there someone I can help you with my, right, I'm looking for a book. That ain't too specific, Tuesday Adams. Alright. Oh, it's by an author named Horace. Horace Cope. Can't say I heard of him. What's the book about? The Zodiac. It's about like zodiac signs and astrology and stuff. So a book about astrology, zodiac signs, written by Mr. Horoscope. Yes, that's right. I'll tell you what. I ain't never heard of this guy, but I'll track the back for you. We did what we need to do, and maybe he'll bring us the ghost book. I don't know. I'm assuming this is gonna tie into getting the How to Talk to Ghosts book somehow. We are in a bookstore. Oh, thank you so much. After the next... You good? My dog's currently on my bed right now. You good, Ellie? Anyways, after the exchange, the man went to check in the back for any books. I totally just stole the joke name from a popsicle stick, but he seemed to fall for it, so I guess whatever works. After he left into the back room, I signaled Twyla that she could sneak in. Except Twyla didn't tell me what the signal was, so I kind of just filled my arms and hands a bit until she noticed me. I felt really bad about it, going behind the man's back like that. But if doing this meant catching someone dangerous, then Twyla was in and out quicker than I expected. As if she knew exactly where she was looking. I would have followed her, but I was waiting for the man to come back. I wondered if she still needed me, or if she went on her way after leaving. But before I could think about it too much, he came back. He said he'd... Oh, damn it. Okay, so I was wrong. This doesn't lead into us getting the spirit book somehow. He said he didn't have anything like that I was looking for. But he did... Okay, now... Okay, make up your mind. Does this give me the spirit book or not? I think it does. But he did give me something. How to Talk to Ghosts. He said it looked like something I'd like. He even gave it to me free of charge. Was just taking up the space, he said. Probably cost less than 30 cents to make, he said. I wished him a good day, and then I was on my way. Yippee. To my surprise, Twyla was still waiting for me once I got out of the bookstore. Oh, Twyla, you still here? Yeah, I'm still here. What fucking took you so long? Oh, well, he gave me a book, and Hey, wait. Can I ask you what you took from him now? Does it matter? I mean, well, kinda. He was really nice to me, and it's not as if you've told me much about why we did it. Fair enough. My dog's gone now. They didn't steal anything. Okay, good. Yeah, fair enough. Fine, I'll show you. But only if you get into my car with me. Huh? Well, since you're supposed to be helping me and all, I wanted to bring you to my house for, an interrogation, if you will. Interrogation? The main reason I asked you to help is because your family members were involved in a mysterious death. Oh! So I wanted to ask you some questions about them and take down some notes. But, not here. Don't even like talking about this out loud. So I'll call up a car to come pick us up. You're fine with coming with me, right? Oh, I mean, sure. I don't really have any other plans. Yeah, I figured. I called up a car to come pick us up. Is this one of those taxi service things? No. I'm just, really rich. Oh, alright. Surely enough, a car rolled by to come pick us up. The driver came out and held the door open for Twyla and I. She crawled into the back seat and I followed suit. Buckling into the car seat, it felt incredibly strange. Croven's family always had a bit of money themselves, but never like this. Anyways, you want to see what I took, right? Yes, please. Twyla reached around and presented me with a wooden box. It wasn't until she opened it that I felt alarmed. Oh, that's a very fancy looking butter knife. A knife? You stole a knife from him? How do you even know he had this? That's not important, she said, closing the box and putting it back down. Is it connected to why he doesn't let you into the store anymore? No, but again, that's not important. Do you think he was using it to, you know? Well, I can't say for sure, but it's anyone's guess. Do you feel safer that he doesn't have it on him? I suppose. I mean, I guess, but listen, we did the right thing. Trust me. Ugh. I'll give it back to him after this is all through and he's proven innocent, okay? But if he notices it's gone and thinks I took it, well, then probably a good idea you don't go back there. We sat in silence the rest of the car ride. When I looked at Twyla, it was like she was staring off very intently at nothing at all. She looked like she got over different ideas in her head. Deep in thought. I didn't want to disrupt her process, so if anything. Twyla had just told me she was rich. So rich that she had chauffeur to drive her whenever she needed to be. But despite that, oh, this is what the house looks. I mean, we did go to her house in the bad ending of Crovin's route, but I mean, this is kind of what I imagined it. I didn't expect it to be this rich. We had to pass through a gate to even get in. She even had a fountain in the front. Oh my goodness, Twyla. You really live like this? Yep. I told you I was rich, didn't I? We got out of the car together, and the chauffeur drove off slowly. As soon as I exited, my nose was bombarded with the smell of freshly cut grass and fragrant flowers that adorned the front of the house. Even though it had been raining today, nothing smelled like the dampness of rain, or even seemed overly affected by it. It felt like I just stepped onto an entirely new planet. By the way, I leave with my uncle. I'm pretty sure he's home right now. You might have to say hi to him. Oh, that's fine. I'm just warning you because he can be kind of sleazy. Oh? Hardly has a good attitude and often flirts with girls he doesn't know. I see. Yeah, but like now that I think about it, it's unusual for only for pretty girls. So you should be. Damn, Twyla, you fucking what? Twyla, man, come on. I see. Oh, that's rude. We walked up the tall staircase in front, and Twyla unlocked the double doors. As soon as I got inside, it appeared as if her uncle was leaving. Twyla, home already? Yeah, I need to bring someone over for some business. Ah, I see. Well, I was just about to head out myself. But it'd be rude for me not to introduce myself, of course. I'm Dinzin. And what would your name be, little lady? I'm Mary. Oh, my name is Mary. It's nice to meet you, sir. A pleasure to meet you as well. Anyways, I ought to take my leave now. I'll be running late if I stay any longer. I'll leave you little ladies to your business. And perhaps I'll see you again soon. I just realized something. If that was her uncle, then who the fuck died in the true ending? Because from what I remember, that guy who died did not look anything like Dinzen. Also, can I just say that I nailed the fucking... Nah. Just shut up. And after that, he was gone. Your uncle looks like a cartoon supervillain. Yeah, no. He looks idiotic. It's embarrassing being related to him. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. Come on, I didn't bring you here to talk about my uncle. Let's go. Still need that spittoon. Twyla led me through her house. It was pretty big on the inside and very nicely decorated. To think that she just lived here felt wild. I didn't even have to I didn't have to get too good of a look at her home though. Twyla led me into a room that looked like a den almost, or maybe some kind of storage room. Compared to the rest of the house, it seemed a bit messy, as if the room itself belonged to a completely different house. There were instruments near the walls, and small tables with playing cards sprawled across them. There were lots of cabinets and drawers, but I had no idea what they might be holding. Probably alcohol if I had to take a guess. It was strange, but somewhat cozy as well, like some sort of tucked away activity room. Twyla led me to one of the tables and told me to take a seat while she readied herself. I sat and... What's that grinding sound? Oh no. I sat and waited for her to be ready as she pulled out a laptop and, well, as well as a notepad and some other things. She sat across from me and opened her laptop, but once she had everything prepared, the entire aura of the room felt different. I would say Spamton reference, however, that's supposed to be yellow. I also think it might be flipped, but I'm not sure. It felt compressed, full of pressure, like this really was some sort of interrogation. Like I was somehow in trouble. I'm going to ask you a few questions, Mary. I want to know about your aunt and uncle that died. Be honest and tell me all the details, okay? What should I do? I said I wanted to help Twyla, but do I really want to tell about the truth of everything that's happened? I know she's doing it for a good cause, but she is still a stranger to me. I hardly know anything about her, but if I lie, will she be able to tell? Would it ruin the investigation if I lie about what really happened? Am I offering that the butcher another chance to get away? Would I say to blame someone dies because I didn't tell the truth? Ask away whenever you're ready. All right, dear lady. To start, how old were your aunt and uncle? Okay, I want to get the good and or best ending, so I am just gonna be honest throughout the entire interview. Well, I don't always remember the exact ages, though. I don't think they were the same age, and it was kind of obvious, too. My uncle was kind of old, and it was beginning to show on his face, but he also looked pretty good for her age. Sometimes she even looked younger than my mom, if I'm honest. But don't tell my mom I said that. Right, next question, I guess? Right. So, were you ever given the reason to suspect they may be dying soon? Huh? How do you mean? Well, before they died, were you ever worried that they would die soon? Again, be honest, trying to do the best Twyla route to get the good ending. No, I never would have thought that. They were both so healthy and full of life. They just, I don't know. They're like the kind of people I would know forever. I see. Of course, that brings me to ask, how did they die? They went out together one night. I don't know exactly where they were, why, but I just thought it was some sort of date night. They were supposed to meet up with a friend or two, but you got a call and they were just gone. Gone. Well, like, dead, you know? But how did they die? I don't know. I wasn't allowed to see them. And no one spoke about it in front of me, so I don't know much of the details either. It wasn't in the news or anything big. I don't think so. I don't know. All I know is that my uncle had blood on his clothes, maybe some rips and tears, and no one is really sure how my aunt died, I don't think. I see. Well, I think that's all I need. Twilight typed up some final words before closing her laptop and getting up from her chair. That's it? We're done? Yep, that's all I need right now. Thank you for agreeing to come talk to me. I was a bit taken aback by how short how short it took, how short she. I can't read. Ugh. God, I hate the winter. We traveled all the way to Twilight's house just to talk for a short while. She didn't even ask me for their names or anything. I don't know what sort of information she really got out of it. I doubt I was being overly helpful. So, what do we do now? Well, I'll be continuing on my own research, but you can go home for now. Really? That's all you needed from me? Mm-hmm. It's not quite what I was expecting to hear, but it certainly helps me a lot. Really? Yes, it helps me give me some more insight on some things that have been happening lately. But that's all I need from you. Right now, at least. As I said, you can go home now. You're sure? I mean, we came all this way, and I feel like I hardly did anything. You did more than enough, Mary. Please leave. I need to focus on my research I've been collecting, and the last thing I need is a headache. I understand. I'll text my driver to pick you up out front. Give me your address. Oh no. Give me your address so I can send it to him too. Oh, that won't be necessary. You can just drop me off by the cemetery. Why? Just 'cause I just don't feel like going home right now. Alright then. After saying goodbye, I went out front to the car that would drive me back to the cemetery. It was a bit of a quiet and awkward ride, but I arrived there safely, so I can't complain. It had gotten later than I thought, however. I didn't realize how fast time flew by. There wasn't much else for me to do with the day at this point. It wasn't long before I decided to just take the bus home again. And nothing of note really happened after that, except, well, you know. You're here? Why can't I skip? Why is skip not an option? Uh-oh. Hello? Yes, I'm here. Is there a problem? You mean, other than the ones you've caused me? I apologize. I don't know why I can't skip. You say that, but nothing's changed. I'm doing all I can to keep you happy. You already know what would make me happy, though. And that is telling me about my parents. We've gone over this, haven't we? I'm sorry, Mary, but you already know how I feel and what I'll share with you. I'm keeping up communication with you because it's what you wish. But I won't divulge any information about your parents or who I am. So please, if you must ask questions, no, I won't answer anything like this for you. You'll find out in time, so please be patient with me. Do you understand? I understand. Alright then. Things were quiet for a bit after that. I wondered if they were done texting me, but to my surprise, I got a text a few moments later. I expected it to be them, but instead it was Twyla in the middle of the night. Hi, are you awake right now? Twyla? What could you want so late? Yes, I'm awake. Why do you ask? You don't have any plans tomorrow, do you? Other than standing around the cemetery all day. Well, whenever you put it like that... No, I'm not busy. Oh, good, then we can do this sooner rather than later. I want you to head somewhere with me tomorrow. Where? You'll find out when we get there. Can't I know? No. Why not? Because I don't want you refusing to come with me. You think I'd refuse to help you? I don't know. You seem kind of sensitive, that's all. Trust me, it's not bad. You don't even have to do a lot. Remember when you were distraction for me earlier today? Yeah? Well, you're just going to be doing that again, but someplace different. Oh. See? See what? You're already chickening out. I am not. So you'll help me then. In case you forgot, this is for the sake of capturing a murderer, you know. I didn't forget. I'll come with you just as long as you don't steal anything this time. I shouldn't need to. At least, not anything important. I'll see you tomorrow then. But your address, I'll come pick you up. Oh, well... I'm gonna save again because this also seems like a very important thing. I'll be there by then. Really? I'm planning to go there pretty early. Yes, I'll be there. I'm not really at home that often, so... Besides, it'll be easy for you to drive... It'll be easy for you to drive to, I'm sure. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Can you meet me by the cemetery at 7:30? Oh, that early? The early bird gets the worm after all, and I do look like an owl, and I have not... Actually, no, actually... Twyla just looks like an owl. I feel like Twyla is like a reference to owls, and the fact that Twyla looks like an owl is... I don't know. Twyla looks like an owl, and I was told not to trust owls. However, we're doing this because I trust Twyla more than I trust Reginald. That's not the problem for you, is it? Oh, no, it's fine. I'll be there. Alright, good. I guess I better go to bed then. Twyla didn't respond after that message. Seeing how early I would have to get up the next day, I tucked myself into the covers and tried to rush myself to sleep. It wasn't easy, especially when I didn't know where Twyla would be taking me, but eventually I was able to fall asleep. It was still somewhat dark out when I woke up the next morning. I could hear Crover snoring in his bed as I brushed my hair and got dressed for the day. Honestly, I wasn't even sure where the bus would be coming, as I never really took the bus that early before. But I caught one and was waiting by the cemetery gates when Twyla's car pulled up. Once again, she had a chauffeur taking us. I tried not to question it. After all, she's probably used to getting around like this. Once I was in the car with her and we were driving, I felt like appropriate to ask her again where we were going. And she answered. Retirement home? Yes. This is supposed to help us catch the butcher. That's what I was hoping anyways. If I ask, why there? Well, one reason the murder is being suspected is because of the spike in deaths lately. I know there's rumors of people have been spreading about them being violent, but after doing research on all recent deaths we've had, I noticed the majority of them were taking above 65 years old. Probably because people are going into cardiac arrest and stuff like that. They're old people. Of course they're going to die because they are old. God, I mean, yeah. Is it natural deaths? You're not gonna specify. Okay, cool. People in that age group have been dying the most in this area. What? Well, I mean, isn't that a bit Yeah, see, Mary, you get my point. For older, elderly people to be dying? Exactly. Huh? I don't think you catch my drift. Mary, if you were a serial killer who, to avoid the risk of getting caught, don't want to be known at all, who would you kill? I don't know. You'd kill someone who's already expected to die, of course. Even if an autopsy proves otherwise, most people would still assume they died of old age, or a heart attack or some sickness or another age-related issue. Maybe a few people would be suspicious and even spread rumors about you, but the majority would think there's nothing unusual about an old person dying. I never thought of it like that. So we're going there to, like, look for clues? Evidence? Yeah, something like that. How could he be so certain about this? What if we don't find anything? Or what if we get in trouble? It will be fine. It's not like this is the most highly secured place in the world. I'm sure all the nurses will be too worried about the geezers to pay any attention to whatever we'll be doing anyways. Especially with you distracting them. Oh, right. I suppose I did say I would do that, didn't I? You did. So don't let me down, okay? I'll try not to. Oh boy. Keep press side. Retirement home. The sun seemed to illuminate the front door of the building perfectly as we drove up. Crip. I'm assuming it's. Is that Crip? I don't. Crip Press Side. I've heard of this place before. I've seen job ads for it. They were looking for nurses and other stuff. Twyla told the driver to return in about 2 hours or so before stepping out of the car. I followed her. The air seemed fresh and clean as we headed towards the welcoming front door. It must have been all the flowers planted outside. As we stepped through the entrance, my senses were bombarded with an extremely sanitized smell. Some things are closer than they appear. Get your eyes examined. Also, holy shit, Stampy Long, nope. The lights felt bright, and I noticed that no windows had their curtains drawn. I felt extremely clean and open in here, and there was a faint sound of what I can only describe as old people music playing in the other room. Surprisingly, there was no one at the front counter. I seemed to notice this as well. Oh, good. No one to interrogate us about why we're here. This already became 10 times easier. In fact, this is a good place to start. How do you mean? What else would I mean, Mary? I'm going to look through the computer. Oh god, Twyla, please don't. Mary, please. Don't make a big deal of this don't make a bigger deal of this than it is. I'm not stealing anything, and it's for a greater good, alright? You can only use the greater good excuse so many times. However, I feel like I'm too far in. Also, I kinda said that I was going to do the entirety of the good route and then the bad route and not ask questions, so whatever. Stop making me go over this. Alright, but only because it's for the greater good. Good. Now, while I get started, go out there and distract them. But how? I don't know, it's your job. Ask nurses where things are, pretend you're entertained. Even fake a medical emergency, I don't care. Just to make sure no one comes over here. And if you spot anyone coming over here, stop them. Or alert me so I can get out. How should I alert you? I don't know, shout something, like, look, a deer, and point it at the nearest window. I know what it means when I hear it. Alright, that makes sense. Good. Get on out there. We don't want to waste any time. Right. Ugh, I'm losing a bunch of saliva. As instructed, I walked further into what appeared to be a common room. There were some elderly people there, as well as around 3 or 4 nurses to watch them. I collected a few odd glances as I entered, but it was important that I not look suspicious. Though, when it comes to me, I just try to smile and look inviting. It's not cleaned. I'd say cleansed. fuck. But being a distraction proved more difficult than I thought it would be. Talking to people didn't seem like the right way to go about it. I don't even know what I would have said. Didn't want to say the wrong thing and come off as even more suspicious. Though I'm sure I looked nervous enough as is. I kept looking over to Twyla. She was already steady at work, it seemed. I wonder what she was even looking for. She clearly knew what she was doing, but maybe she'd thought I wouldn't understand it or something. Or maybe she was scared I wouldn't agree to doing this if I knew. While I tried to appear distracting and kept a lookout, I also tried to look through some drawers of bookshelves and people's eyes weren't on me. It felt dirty and wrong, even if this was a common area. I just didn't like snooping and all, but it's not like it mattered, I guess, because I didn't find anything important. But at one point I noticed a nurse heading to the front desk. I was about to shout the word "dear" plan, but it's a good thing I turned to check before I yelled, because when I looked back over there, Taylor was gone. That's strange. Where'd she go? Did she just get up and head somewhere else without telling me? She wouldn't leave the building, right? Or did she already get caught because I wasn't checking enough? Well, either way, there was no use to being in the common room anymore. I made my way out and went to go look for her. Of course, if she was snooping around, I couldn't just out and call her name. So I tried to be quiet as I looked and made sure to keep a lookout for anything strange as I did. And I did actually happen across something strange. There was a trail of something on the floor. I noticed it as I looked down. It was like a stain spread across the floor. It wasn't red, so I don't think it was blood or anything. If I bent down really close to it, it even vaguely smelled of fruit, if that made sense. Did someone accidentally drop their toast in a chasm and dragged it away? It was something familiar, and yet it seemed unfamiliar too. I couldn't exactly pin what it was. Something about it just felt off. Like, this isn't the type of stain you're supposed to find here. All I knew is what it looked like and that it formed a trail. Naturally, I started to follow it. But I didn't get very far. Excuse me, miss. Before I heard a woman's voice speaking to me harshly, I looked up to see a nurse in front of me. She did not look happy. Oh, hello there. What are you doing here? What are you doing? Oh, huh? What do you mean? Are you looking for something? Well, not particularly. I mean, I noticed you in the common room earlier, and now you're looking around the halls. What is it you're here for? Because it doesn't seem like you came here to visit someone. Oh, no, I did. I did. I was surprised they weren't in the common room, so I was looking for their room. But, I couldn't remember the number really now. Who is it that you came to visit then? Oh, my grandpa. I'm here to visit my grandfather. You can't mistake him. He looks a lot like me. We've got red hair and, glasses? I mean, I have glasses, but he does, and, he's pretty old, and, what's his name? His name... Oh, shit. We could have probably gotten the name of the guy from the bookstore. I mean, I feel like that guy would probably be around here somewhere. Maybe, potentially. I'm not sure. I'm just coping. Oh, shoot. What am I supposed to say? If I say the wrong thing, I'm doomed. I felt absolutely cornered now, but it was then I noticed Twyla. She was already at all the way at the end of the hallway from. She was all. She was all the way at the end of the hall, right past the nurse in front of me. She seemed to have spotted me as I was looking for her. It looked as if she was crossing into some other room, but I guess she noticed it looked like I was in trouble. Should I call her over? Maybe she can help me. She looked at the computer after all. She could give me the nurse the name she's looking for, but what should I do? Oh wait, no, wrong button, wrong. Okay. Why does 7 have? Why does 7 have 2? Whatever. Okay. I feel like it would be kind of suspicious if I just called over Twyla. Handled the situation without her. This is probably not going to end well. However, I do not want to blow Twyla's. I was meant as the distraction, alright? If my cover's blown, that's fine. If Twyla's cover's blown, then we're fucked. Well, Twyla's fucked. I don't have anything to lose here. I decided I couldn't call Twyla over. She might be onto something, or trying to remain hidden. I'd mess everything up if I made her presence known. I tried to signal with my eyes to Twyla. I even nodded my head a little bit too, so she should leave, and I was okay on my own. She seemed to have gotten the message and hurried out of there. And now, of course, I was stuck here. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. I've got this twitching issue. It runs in the family. Oh wait, you're Waithfather's kid, Ed Waithward. Yes, that's my granddad. Yeah, he mentioned something about his grandchild coming to visit soon. Thought I'd warn you, his opinion of you isn't very high. Oh, I'll take you to his room. Follow me. I was able to get off easier than I thought. That was a close one. That was a very loud sigh. Was that even a sigh? No, that was not a sigh. I just made like a weird deer sound effect or whatever. I followed her to this stranger's room. She dropped me off and then left on her way. Well, I guess I'm stuck here. If she sees me looking through the halls again, no doubt she'd be suspicious. I should stay here for a while. I'm sure Twyla will message me if she needs me or if it's time to go anyways. I pulled out a stool and sat across from the old man in front of me. I guess I ought to introduce myself? Hello, sir. Hello, Mr. Ed? Who's there? Hello, Mr. Ed. It's, very nice to meet you. I'm, oh, this isn't too awkward. Hey, sorry, let me talk about you, I'm just bad on losing my hair, too. Alright, now, come again. Who is this? I had a visitor in forever. Good lord. Do I make this awkward? Do I not? We don't know each other. No, I mean, I'm sorry I don't really recognize you from anywhere. And I'm sure you don't recognize me. Unless you're also like cemeteries. I can't say I do, but with eyes of mine, I can't really recognize anything anymore. I'm Mary. I don't think you heard me. Since I don't think you heard me say it earlier, but it's very nice to meet you. And pleasure to meet you too. I'm sorry, I don't really know what to talk about. Well, for starters, why don't you tell me why you're here? Seems a little suspicious to get a sudden visitor. I don't know. I don't know if I should. What's that? You're not up to anything bad, are you? Oh, no, not at all. In fact, I'm here for a good reason. And with a friend, too. Well, she's not here with me now, but she saw me getting in trouble with the nurse, but I made sure she didn't get in trouble as well. Though I guess I was kind of able to get myself out of trouble too, so it's okay. There's a bunch of hard asses. Oh my. What? It's true. Acting like they got a baby us all the time. Let me tell you, just because I'm wearing diapers doesn't mean I'm a baby. I see. Are they really so annoying? Oh, do you know it? Don't get me wrong. They're a few sweethearts, but wowee. Some of these folks need to take care. What's it called? Chill pill? Yeah, one of those. I'm sure they just want to make sure you're okay. Yeah, I get it. I'm sure it ain't an easy job. And it's hard to be around them acting so strictly all the time. Even when you don't need them to be. How do you mean? Well, they ain't always nice companions, that's all. Do you not enjoy their company? Well, it isn't awful, but I'd much rather hang around friends and family and people of the like. Well, why can't you? They're dead! Oh! I'm so sorry for your loss. Are you okay? Happens to all of us. None of my friends seem to have lasted as long as I did. And your family? Well, they ain't dead. Most of them ain't. But they might as well be. Why do you say that? Hell, they never come to visit me. I showed up to visit my old home when my wife died. They don't want to take care of me because who would, right? Stuck me in the fast exchange they got. First chance, probably. Sorry, that's a tad rude of me. I shouldn't be talking like that. Someone actually called to say they'd visit soon. So, I'm sorry. That's really sad. Boy, don't worry about it. I guess this is expected when you're old. People see you less and less the older you got. I know this is son, but you mentioned your wife died. May I ask you some things about your wife? If that's alright. Please? Sure. Oh boy. We're going down quite the rabbit hole. When did she die? When did she die? It was a while ago. Can't even say I remember exactly when. Out of track of time and all nowadays. Alright. Well, how did she pass peacefully at least? I'm sorry, was that too brash? I hope it was peaceful. She deserved only the best, sweetheart she was. I hope. If they're not visiting me, they'd better be visiting her. Huh? Who? Your wife? Who else? Meaning my state, I can't visit her. So those children of mine better be paying their respects and giving her the company. I can't. Actually, this may sound very strange, but I think I've met her before. I live very close to the cemetery, and I like to make sure that every person has at least a flower. Your last name? It seems familiar to me. I think I've met her before, so I hope I can reassure you that... What's this guy's last name again? I wasn't paying attention. She hasn't been forgotten. Is that so? You really do that? For someone you don't even know? Well, yes. I believe that people always deserve respect even after passing. And if you feel she's not getting enough, well, I'm more than happy when I'm able to provide. And I can visit you too. Like here. You said your family doesn't visit you enough, right? Well, I'm sure I can make time to visit you here, and maybe I'll be able to take you to visit your wife too. I'm sorry, it's got a bit weird. It's got a bit weird there, didn't it? Like that. You would, really. I'm so glad then. Before I could say much else, a nurse popped in to check on us. Yoo-hoo! Hello, hello! How's everything going in here? Everything's doing okay? Oh, yes, thank you. Glad to hear it. Well, I've come to bring you a special lunch, Ed. Lunchtime already? Yes, thank you. The nurse pulled out one of those small folding tables and placed down a tray of food for Ed. Ed slipped a spoonful of soup and coughed. I immediately began to worry that he was choking, but then... Oh! Ed, no! What's happening? Ed? Oh dear, oh my. Don't worry, this will be fine. I need to call someone to help, that's all. I saw the nurse reach over and pull out what looked like a walkie-talkie. She scrambled to get it working as she voiced that she was in an emergency. Before I knew it, nurses started to flood the room as I was pushed out by them. I tried to look over to see what was happening, but it was no use. There were way too many of them, and I was also too short to see past. I felt a tight feeling in my throat as I nervously fiddled with my hands together. I don't know what happened. I tried to listen in, but with all the nurses talking and panicking at once, it was hard. I think I heard something about an ambulance, but I couldn't be sure. I wasn't sure what to do next, but then... Twyla! There you are! Hey. What's going on in there? The man, the guy... Use your words, Mary. The guy in there, he said choking and how a bunch of nurses are trying to fix it. I think I heard one of them call for an ambulance. Really? That's a lucky breakfast then. Uh-huh. Well, if they're all in there, we can snoop even further without getting caught. But Twyla! He's having an emergency! Yes, yeah, and? What if it was the work of the butcher? Think about it. Maybe this is because the butcher really did decide to strike you today. Maybe they're still around. And maybe we can catch them or find something they left behind. Twyla, please, come on. Who knows how much time we have? You may let this opportunity go to waste, but I won't. If you're going to look with me, then wait outside until I'm done. I'm looking wherever you like it or not. Twyla, no! I had no choice. I had to follow Twyla. I didn't want her doing something even worse. Luckily, most of the doors she tried to get into were locked anyways. But then she tried to get into the kitchen. Before she could step inside, I reached out and tried to pull her back. She was insistent on getting in. I mean, if anywhere the butcher would be, probably the kitchen, because the soup came... I think soups come from kitchens. In fact, I know soups come from kitchens because I'm a fucking toaster. Twilight, stop it. Let's go, Mary. I need to look. I saw something in here earlier, but I couldn't get close enough to look until now. So get off before you really get on my nerves. You said you wouldn't be like this. Twilight, this is going way too far. It's not like we're real police or detectives or something. We're trespassers, Twy. We don't know how long everyone will be gone for. If someone comes back and sees us in here, we can get in big trouble. Please? It's not worth it. You're right. Find them. Let's go. I let go of Twilight and we started back down the hall. Though, from the corner of my eye, I could swear I saw her rush in real quick. But when I turned around, she was right behind me. So I wanted to believe she didn't do anything underhanded. Tyler took out her phone and made sure her chauffeur was on his way. I hadn't even realized it had already gotten near the time we planned to leave. We stepped out of the building and the soft sunshine. It felt so strange to have everything seem so peaceful out here as compared to the chaos going on inside. Worry still swelled in my chest, but I assured myself that I had everything under control as we sat on the curb and waited for our ride. We didn't say much. I was fine with that. Before I knew it, our ride showed up and we crawled into the back seat. As we drove off, I noticed the ambulance, sirens blaring, pulled up to the front of the home. My heart sank once again. During the ride, I looked over to twyla. She seemed to be texting like crazy on her phone. She seemed frustrated. That's probably my fault. I figured, so I tried to make sure I was still on her good side. Twyla? Are you mad at me? I'm sorry. I don't think I'm as cut out for this as you'd like me to be. It's fine. I'm not upset. You're sure? Yes. I collected a lot of information from there. I have a lot to go over when I analyze my findings later. Oh, I'm glad then. The rest of the ride was mostly quiet until she asked where I wanted to drop her off. As I told her to let me off at the cemetery. She called me a weirdo, but dropped me off there anyways. The rest of my day was pretty uneventful after that, but I am really, truly thankful for that. I don't know what I would have done had something else awful happened. I went home at my usual time and carried on as normal. Where are you today? You're not already here, are you? Why do you think that I am? Because something bad happened today. Oh? And what was that? I don't know if I should tell you. Then how would I know what you're talking about? There was an emergency today. I went somewhere today, and while I was there, someone started having a medical emergency. They called the ambulance, and I was told I should leave. I see. I'm sorry you had to go through that. By any means, I hope you may feel better about what happened soon. Try not to think about it too much. And get a good night's sleep. I always try to. Good night, Mary. Oh, that was not a very long skip, was it? It had been a few days since I last talked to twyla. Well, I mean, I had been talking to her, but she isn't the easiest to hold a conversation with. Unless she wants to talk about the butcher, there's really nothing we have to talk about. And things regarding it had been pretty quiet lately. Well, on my end, at least. I don't know what twyla's doing, or if she found anything. I feel like she doesn't really trust me, but, well, that's fair. We don't really know each other that well. But I'm sure she'll start to trust me the more we work together. That's how friendship works, right? Anyways, I'm spending the day at home like I've been. Going out is nice, but I need a little break every once in a while too. Not Croven though, apparently. He always leaves the house, even if it's not a nice day. He stays out all day too, so it can get pretty lonely when he's not around. But it's not so bad. I've been able to keep myself pretty entertained. 'Cause reading, yeah, okay. Why can't I skip? It popped up for like a split second. Whatever. There's a lot of spit on the floor. I gotta get my water bottle soon. I started reading the book that the old bookstore only had given me. Yeah, we can just. Okay. Hi. Oh, hi, twyla. Do you need something? No. Well, kind of. Remember how we went to Cypress side the other day? Yeah, of course. Why? Do you happen to remember the name of that guy you talked to? You mean Ed? Yes, but his last name also. Wraithward. I don't think that's been spelled his last name. Thank you. I was sure I had it right, but I just wanted some confirmation. Oh, okay. Is there anything else you need from me or him? I mean, you did call instead of text, so. Oh, well, that was just to ensure I got an immediate response. Oh, well, okay. If you need any more info on him, I am going to visit him this weekend, so. In the cemetery? No, in the retirement home. Mary, you know he died, right? Huh? I mean, I figured you'd keep on top of all that stuff. You didn't know? He died the day he went. Guess that emergency he had was serious after all. I mean, he was coughing up blood, so yeah. It also means the butcher could have been there when the butcher could have been there when we went. That's why I was looking more into it just now. I hope you weren't too attached. I'll talk to you later. I was heartbroken. The butcher could have been there? Was it because of us? Because we were there investigating them? Were they on our trail? Did I die because I had trouble sleeping that night? And I made sure to stop by the cemetery every day, finding out as much information as I could. If he really did die because I wasn't going to miss his funeral. Normally, when I put flowers on graves, especially new ones I haven't seen before, I bring flowers I grew myself. Buying them can get expensive, and it feels more genuine to grow on my own. But I had just been growing a new batch, and I didn't have any new flowers I could bring. So I took all the little buds I could gather and wrapped them up, and invited myself in. Wouldn't you know, his funeral was the same day I was planning on visiting him. Isn't that funny how life works? I normally don't cry at funerals. I mean, at least the ones where I don't know the person well. But I had to cry now. I had no choice but to cry. All I could think about was him sitting in his room, talking about how lonely he was. How no one ever came to visit him. Well, they came to visit now. He wasn't alone now, right? I didn't talk to any of his family, and they didn't talk to me. And I was fine with that. I mean, you kind of blend in because the hair color looks similar enough. I didn't want to explain my reason for being here. The overwhelming sense of guilt was enough weight on my shoulders. I didn't want to have to explain it to them too. I normally don't like to outlast family members at their own family's funeral, but I couldn't help it this time. I had to stay. I had to stay as long as I could to somehow possibly make up for what I may have caused. Family members dwindled, and eventually they all left. I'm sure they were confused that I didn't, but I didn't want to move from the spot, even if you tried to drag me. Oh, Ed. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve this. I'm so sorry. This might be my fault. Maybe she was right. Maybe if I had helped her more. Oh, we had worked quicker. Maybe your family came to visit, you know? Just like you wanted them to. They all seem to miss you a lot. So, I hoped you know that they were thinking of you. And your wife. You're right next to her, you know? I had to be leaving her flowers for so long. And I hope you know that I was taking care of her this whole time. So I'm sure she wasn't alone. So I'm sure she wasn't lonely, and maybe you won't be either. Now that you're beside her. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say other than I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I must have been really exhausted. The guilt I was feeling and how much I cried. I didn't even remember falling asleep. And this is where it all connects again. I had just been leaning against his gravestone crying, and the next thing I knew, I was waking up on the ground of an unfamiliar place. I picked myself off the ground and looked around. Everything seemed strange and mint-flavored for some reason. I mean, don't get me wrong, mint chocolate chip is a good ice cream flavor. Why the fuck did I say that? Where was that going? Good question. Next question. There was a faint green glow all around. The air felt foggy and moist. In front of me, there was a house that looked similar to the cabin, but this wasn't the cabin, was it? I had no clue where I was. What do I do? And I just realized we have run out of time. I'm gonna save over this one. Override the save. Yes, override. Okay. Don't quit. Don't quit. Main menu. Well, that was Cemetary Mary. There's gonna be a lot more than just 1 or 2 extra episodes, isn't there? There's gonna be like probably 5 more episodes. Because if I want to do all the endings, I'm going to have to do Twyla and Tetra, which is 4 endings. Oh, God. This is... Well, I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, I am kind of complaining. I'm not complaining that this is going to drag out. I'm saying that I'm appreciative that I get to spend more time with Mary. Hey, did you know Ultra Girl's getting a new update soon?